I just did what I would consider to be the ultimate chess flex for us non-titled players, which is to defeat a FIDE rated Grandmaster, where my opponent has been calculated made in threes since before I was even three.
Oh, hell no, man.
Now for reference, I'm just a simple guy. I study mechanical engineering, I eat 2-minute noodles, and my opponent on the other hand is Leonid Udison. This guy has a flippin' Wikipedia page on him, guys. He is the real deal and was probably raised in a secret Soviet lab. And what happened next felt so unbelievably good that I, as a 1900, had done the impossible, that I just had to share it with you guys. I hope you enjoy. Let's get it. Alright, so our Soviet man Leonid begins with e4. We reply with the cheeky Sicilian. Move 2, this guy's doing funky things. He hits me with d4. Knight f3 is for sure the main move, intending to take back with the knight. Instead, of course, he's just setting up sort of like a Smith-Morrow gambit. And when a Grandmaster offers you a pawn, how no am I taking that? So I just develop my knight, allow him to recapture, and I strike in the center with d5. Very principled chess, not allowing that d pawn to advance and undermine my only developed piece. And here he advances his pawn. If I gave this to a player between 1300 to like a Grandmaster, every single one of them is going bishop f5. Getting the bishop out before you lock him in with this pawn structure. I think I tweaked a bit because I'm playing a Grandmaster and I was nervous as hell. So I just played e6 quickly. It's just a terrible move. The slide square bishops, it's going to fight for its life. It has zero future, just like me if I drop out. And then here he developed his knight, very logical. I responded with my bishop. Not the most ideal square because pinning this knight does nothing when the knight defends nothing. He developed his other knight and so did I, preparing to castle. The funniest thing is that after bishop d3, which he played, putting the bishop on a beautiful diagonal where his pawn's on dark squares, so the light squared bishop really comes to life. Castling is a blunder. Castling for black is game over. Why is it game over? Bishop takes h7. Fortunately for me, I don't know how, because this should be child's play for Grandmaster. He missed this move. He missed the Greek gift. I mean, it's out of nowhere. Normally white's at least like castled, but here it makes no difference. If black takes, you develop the knight and you bring the queen in and you get mate. GG's well played. So neither of us saw that, but okay, we can't compare the two. I'm nowhere near Grandmaster level. But anyways, he just castled. And because I didn't see it the first time, I certainly wasn't seeing it a second time. So I just played the random a6 move. It does nothing. It's useless. Here we have bishop takes h7 again. But the funniest thing is he moved the bishop just the wrong way. He's clearly setting up the cheese for the queen and bishop combo. But you've just moved the bishop. You've put your mouse on the bishop, yet you don't take. You may be asking, well, what kind of Grandmaster is 2053? Now, to be fair to this guy, he is 65 years old for context, and his blitz and rapid are significantly higher. So it's just, I think it's just an age thing really, and like most of his losses on bullet like this, it's coming from flagging. He's up a PCA flags. I mean, how he lost to me, you'll see. Anyways, back to the game. We play the best move, trying to undermine this pawn structure, chip away with f6, and now he goes in for the cheese. Like, come on, bro. This guy has no respect. He's going for the kill. Now, the engineer wants me to put a knight in g6 and block him that way. I just felt the knight was a bit flimsy there, so I just blocked with f5. Here the engine wants white to reroute the knight this way and coordinate all the pieces towards my king and kill me. But then he played this weird move, bishop d2. And here, one of my finest traps ever in a bullet game came about from this. Now, how did I find it? It's the fact that all of white's pieces are clumped together. They actually aren't coordinated. So I asked myself, this bishop's doing nothing. But if I can replace that with a knight and hit the queen and the bishop, then the queen would have to move somewhere and I win the bishop. I felt like a genius. And in order to move the bishop, well, I could have actually just gone this way. But for some reason I only saw this diagonal. So I moved my knight out the way. He played king h1, only a Grandmaster can understand that move. And then I continued this little trap, bringing the bishop back and trying to replace it with my knight. Of course, this is a bit of hope chess because he can just go a3 and snuff that out immediately. But he didn't. he played this absolutely random move. I have no idea what it does, because pushing the G pawn doesn't even look good for white because of the pressure I get. And now I get to land the dynamite knight b4, hitting the queen, hitting the bishop, and it's just a clean piece against a grandmaster, baby. Like, come on. So he moved his queen, I get tempo, but he moves his rook with tempo. Just bring it back. Simple game of chess. And now here plays the best move, g3, trying to give the king some breathing room and set up the move h4, which was defended 3 times. Now I develop my last minor piece, and he kicks my knight out. A simple retreat, and now he strikes with h4. Nothing is more scary than a wounded animal or a grandmaster in general. And he is about to fling every single piece at me down the board because he's down a piece and he has to do something. Here the engine cold-bloodedly wants me to sack. I mean, this is outrageous. Just to take, and when he takes, I just take back with everything, and we will have an amazing game here. Take here, hit the queen, and potentially push the f pawn. But that's his job. I mean, he's a grandmaster. He must find these things, not me. That's beyond my pay grade as a small YouTube content creator. So here he struck back. I thought I was being smart by counter striking in the same side of the board. But no, clearly not, because his threat was a bit bigger. He's hitting a knight, I'm hitting a pawn. So now I have to react, and now he takes the free pawn. The computer just wants me to play the subtle queen e8, hit the pawn. You can't push because you drop the bishop, and moving the knight is a blunder here, obviously, because we can take and take. But yeah, did not find that move. I actually found on the next move. Here I just developed my rook, thought it was one of my only pieces doing absolutely nothing, so put it on the open file. And now he played the subtle move. It's actually a very good move, because it protects the bishop so that he can now push the g pawn. Now I found this subtle move. He can push the g pawn. And now we have problems, because now he's really going to obliterate us. I put my rook on the 7th rank, trying to add some defense. I'm just trying to surround myself, surround my king with like a mass of pieces so that like it should be impossible to mate me. And if I can survive that, I'm up a piece and hopefully I'll win the game. Here I trade, because trading is good when you're up a piece. Here I just stacked on the f file, trying to hit that pawn. I just forgot that he can push it forward, and now this is very scary. This is very scary, ladies and gentlemen. I have to be super precise. h6 wins because the bishop moves and then I can take. Unfortunately, your boy didn't find that. And so we swung the knight back, trying to add some more defense, not allowing this pawn to push. You know, even though I say that the best move is to push this pawn, because if you take, you get forked. A rather nasty fork, I must say. But instead he tried to reinforce, and I just try to get my bishop out of here so that there's no fork in the future. Of course he can just take. I don't know why he didn't. He just moved his rook, and now you can't play like this against the grandmaster. Bringing the knight here and then swinging it back to where it came from. Like, the whole point was to add that defender to the f5 square, but now I'm getting obliterated. The cheese is everywhere. My rook is running out of moves, and he can just take, and now he's gonna kill me. This pawn's loose. It's just lost. Even though I'm up a piece, it's just lost. Here I took. Fortunately, my opponent pushed the wrong pawn onto the 6th file, which was the h pawn. I played a natural move, g6, but the engine finds this move, f4, where trading is very good, and if you take, we have this move where the rook is pinned. Like, you'll take and you'll lose. But back to the game. Here I just played g6. It felt natural to me, it felt right, and now he put his bishop on this f6 square. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my king is absolutely boxed. It's an embarrassment about the lack of coordination on my pieces. He has a complete and utter clamp on my king. But here, proud to say, can put it in the CV that I played a brilliant move against the grandmaster, albeit not so brilliant. It is sacking an exchange so that I don't lose, because this bishop is too powerful and this pawn is too powerful. so I can get them both with one full swoop, and it's totally worth it. Here though, I shouldn't have rushed to take. I should have played the nuanced rookie H, grabbing that open file very quickly, hitting the queen, and then taking the pawn. Like, you can't protect this pawn. Then we have probably knight f7 now, and we will take this pawn with check, and we're up a piece. Well, we're 2 pieces for a rook, which is very good. Plus we're going to go up a pawn here. Instead I greedily take. Greed is the reason I lose this game. Okay, I don't lose the game, but greed is the reason I give this guy a lot. So he takes the pawn. Now here I give this check, of course, very natural. Basically, you can block or you can run. He decides to block. And now, ladies and gentlemen, when you're 14 seconds on the clock, my eyes lit up. I was free pawn. Whoa, I failed to consider that this guy can take my family for the price of a pawn. So not my finest moment. I went from up a piece to +8 for white. And of course he finds it. My king is totally clamped in. Like, I have one move here other than blocking. And now he just takes everything. I was half hoping here that he'd just snatch this knight quickly. And blunder it, but okay, he's a grandmaster. He's been in these streets before. For context, guys, this guy was part of the USSR team that won the flipping gold medal in the 1990 Chess Olympiad. He's competed twice in the candidates where you play to become world champion. Like, there are levels to it, guys. This guy isn't falling for the cheese. He's not falling for cheap tips and tricks. He's not taking that knight. Here, of course, he could have given me the check. Instead, he decides to open up his rook, which made sense. At least my knight got to move off the back rank. Like, is that a win? And now, I mean, to be fair, we both have under 10 seconds. But just bishop takes rook. It's just a completely free rook. The funniest thing is he's still winning, just because of how weak my king is, even though I'm now up like 2 pieces. But yeah, instead I decide to go on a little king march, and we're absolutely cooked, yeah. Instead he takes, and then no, this is absolutely unnecessary. This is the most grandmaster bullshit, excuse my language, absolute nonsense of a move I've ever seen in my life. Like, he just takes my bishop with this queen. It's not even 2 on time, guys. The more you look at it, it's just disgusting. If I take, he takes with the knight, and it's a royal fork. I mean, who the hell finds that? He found it in 1.4 seconds. It's ridiculous, man. I don't know why I didn't take, because I would have got, you know, a piece, sort of. But yeah, instead I'm just banking on the fact that he's got 3 seconds, and with key king moves, I can win this game on time. I can cheese pawn, because a win's a win, guys. I'm sorry. If you guys beat a grandmaster, it doesn't matter how you beat him. No one cares how you beat him. But now I get absolutely done in the ass. I mean, that is disgusting. Earlier, remember when the king was here, he was threatening this knight fork. Instead, I moved my king to the other forkable square, and GG's out here. So I run with the king. Here's 1 second versus 2. I just need key placements. So I decide to put the king on the back rank, and he runs out of time, because there's no checks with these guys, and there's just this check, and I'm just gonna go back to where I came from, and it's made in 4, but you have with 1 second left. It's not happening. So a win is a win, baby. Against a grandmaster, it's on my CV. I'm sorry, it's going on my CV. Like, it's just as good as it gets in chess, guys. I mean, I'm 1900. I never expected when I'd be playing, but I'd play a grandmaster. Never mind beat him. But guys, please hit that subscribe button for more content. I'll see you guys in the next one.